Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of El Local. I'm your host, Eddie Gonzalez, and I have none other than Mr. Monterey Bay Murals himself, Paul D. Worken,
In the house, in the
in
house.
the house. This is it. I mean, this is like a long time coming.
I think I'm super excited. Super excited to be here because it's what you've been talking about doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
You've always come out to support me in my events and stuff. So like me coming in
Yeah.
on the other end, it's like, hey, this is
Cool.
pretty neat.
I know. I know because we talked about you coming on for a while and we set up some times and some schedules, but just it never worked out. But
Yeah.
finally, it's just like, dude, we finally got it done and we're here.
Yeah, my schedule is all over the place, but if it wasn't for you guys, friends, family, I wouldn't be able to do what I do right now. So
Yeah.
this is fun.
Yeah, that was great. Well, Paul, I mean, let's just get into the nitty gritty of all this. I've known you for like a while. We've known each other for a while. We met, I think, while you were still working for the school district.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like you walk by like, oh, hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, hey, who's this
Yeah.
guy? Who's this weirdo?
I always felt that you probably thought about that about me, kind of like, who's this old timer coming around here saying hi to me? I don't know you.
I know. And people were like, oh, yeah, it's Paul. I'm like, Paul who? Like, Paul, he does a shirt. And like at the time, I didn't know that, that you did the Bill shirt. So,
Yep.
I'm like, all right. And then my cousin, Aaron,
Aaron was
helping you out.
he was the first guest on your show, and I met him when he was in middle school, and I really got to know him in our photography class. So I was doing, I was working there in the after school art program, but at the time they had recently lost a photography teacher, so I got into that too.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Because he started helping you out too, like after high school or like, after
Yeah.
that. And then so like I started coming around to the booth at the farmer's market and we hit it off. And
yeah, I think that's the really cool thing about stuff that I do and that I have done is that my art adventures, I call them, or ideas or whatever, I bring them into the classroom,
yeah.
and then I interact with the kids, and I shoot them. I kind of like have them be the CEOs.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm pitching them the idea, hey, what do you guys think about this design? What do you guys think about that? And out of that, an art project emerges
Yeah.
for the class. But then once I left the classroom scene, some of those students came back, like Aaron,
Yeah.
and a few others, and they're just like, hey, do you mind if we hang out with you, volunteer, learn more about what you're doing and stuff? So I was like, yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah. And let's get into that because you are a local artist, Actually, wait, you're the first local artist on my show. There we go. Hey. So, dude,
It's an honor.
Yeah, you're a local artist. Your work is everywhere. You have some artwork downtown, some utility boxes, that you've murals that you've painted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I want to get to like pre-artist Paul, and what was it that made you want to become an artist? That get into art.
That story is all over the place. So pre all this, I've been in Wattsonville. Excuse me. I've been in Watsonville my whole life.
Born and raised?
This is not born.
Oh, okay.
Nobody knows that, but I'm not. I've been here my whole life.
Is this
I
first exclusive?
Because it's the first exclusive. Because I know everybody's all like, well, if you ain't born here,
Nah, you know what?
But
I think there's a
my
limit. You grew up here.
I was born in Texas.
What?
And
Guys, this is the first that I've heard.
Born in Texas, Amarillo, Texas. But the reason that happened was because how would you say, I was born early, right? So my folks, all my family, born and raised here, Santa Cruz, Wattsonville.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the time, and my grandma, she used to live out in Texas, and my dad and my mom were there visiting, and that was it. You know, I wasn't waiting anymore. I wanted out.
Dang. Okay.
I wanted out.
So I mean, everyone's from here, but you were just on vacation. You just happened to be born over there.
Just
Okay, that makes sense.
So it wasn't something that, you know, because they obviously they had a date that I was supposed to come out, this and that and whatever, and I was supposed to be born in Dominican.
Yeah,
I think it was, or was it Watsonville Hospital? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I'm the only one out of the family that I could say I was not born here.
Dang, that is an interesting story because that's the first time hearing of it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my family, all my family is from here, born here. Half the family's in Santa Cruz, the other half's here in Watsonville, and I am fourth generation Worken here in Watsonville.
Yeah.
Or Santa Cruz County, and yeah. I mean, this is home.
Yeah.
You know, this is my home. This is all I know, and I'm blessed and lucky to be raising my family now.
Yeah.
You know, here in Watsonville, and yes, they're born and raised. But yeah, no, I've been here my whole life, man. My whole life.
And it's funny because like you're Latino.
Yes.
At first I thought you were Mexican.
Right.
You know, but you're not.
I'm a chameleon.
You're a chameleon because your name Worken, your last name Worken. It's not a typical Latino name.
No, it's Dutch.
Dutch.
Yeah. The little information that I know is that the last name is Dutch, and the distant side from my family were I don't know if I'm even saying this right, but it's like I always told, your last name is Jewish Dutch or Dutch Jewish,
Just
something like that.
Yeah.
But I did have a pretty cool conversation with my grandpa at one point in time, and he was saying that, you know, my dad's side of the family comes from, you know, European descent, so like, you know, Irish.
Yeah.
And there was something else in there, but I'm mixed, man. You know, I'm mixed. From what I know, Native American, and from my dad's side, and Mayan Indian from my mom's side.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because it's interesting. Worken, prior to meeting you, like, I didn't know what that.
Yeah, no. And growing up here, you know, everybody was like the Birkin, the Firkin, or you're working.
You're working.
You're working. You know.
When I first met you, you're like, oh yeah, Paul Worken. Like I was thinking it was like some kind of like stage name.
No,
you know,
the Paul D's the stage name on Instagram and social media. Paul D.
Yeah,
but no, it's the Workins, 2 words. You know, my great grandparents had a furniture store here in Watsonville.
Oh wait, where at?
Over on East Lake somewhere. I'm not too familiar with the address really, but you know, they had opened a business for a long time, and from what I remember from conversations from my folks and my grandparents was that they were the ones to bring in the first color television sets here in Watsonville.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and
Nice.
they had a furniture store. They had the first business to bring in credit, right? So like they helped out a lot of people who couldn't afford things, and they put it kind of like on a old school Kmart term, layaway, right?
Yeah,
or something like that. So that was kind of neat. And fast forward to now, as I do farmers markets, pop-ups, and different events, I have a lot of people coming up to me and saying, hey man, you know, your grandparents, they help me out a lot with furniture or with finding a place to live or all that stuff. And I think at one point too, my great grandpa was also one of the people that helped the Japanese community with all their belongings, to store their belongings and like storage units.
Yeah.
When all that was going down. So he helped out a lot of people.
Nice.
Helped out a lot of people. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool because this is the first that we've known
Yeah,
each
you're
other for a
hearing-
long time, but this is the first that I'm hearing of it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here, man.
yeah.
For real, I'm excited. Whatever you want to know, I'll let you know.
You're an open book. No, but going back to like you becoming an artist, you know, like
Oh yeah, so pre-art
Pre-art.
era, huh?
Yeah.
Um, well, growing up, I was Saturday morning cartoons, big bowl of Cheerios or Honey Nut
Yeah.
Cheerios. I mean, and I'm talking big bowl,
A
right?
big old bowl like that.
Mm-hmm.
Get a salad bowl or like the entire box in there.
Everything,
Yeah.
everything. It was great. You wake up at like 5 in the morning. You watch your shows. You know, my favorite ones were He-Man, Transformers, Voltron.
Hmm.
The best. All those cartoons.
Growing up in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. Born in '81 and growing up in the '80s and getting to experience the '90s and then into the 2000s.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah. So you've seen it all.
I've seen it all. Well, more than I should have, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know, but um, but I always felt that you know my way of, how would I say, to become an artist. I had no clue I was going to be an artist. I did have an idea that I wanted to be a cartoonist,
Hmm.
just because I love cartoons.
Yeah.
Right. That was kind of like my escape from reality and all that stuff. It was either cartoons or coloring books, right? And so I always thought, oh, I'm just gonna draw. I'm just gonna practice, and draw my favorite characters, just like all kids do.
Yeah.
And in the back of my mind, I did think that I was gonna be a cartoonist of somehow. And then I think
Who was what cartoon did you love to draw the most? Like did it vary? I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of, but there's gotta be like
Yeah.
some favorite that you're like,
you know
all right.
you know which one that I really liked, that I liked drawing, was the character Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, the green one.
Yeah, the only reason was because the lines didn't have to be perfect.
Hmm.
And at that point in time, my lines weren't perfect. They were
Mhm.
all over the place. So I really enjoyed doing that. If it wasn't Ghostbusters, it was definitely Transformers.
Oh
Because
yeah.
then I take the ruler,
Yeah. Boxes on boxes.
boxes on boxes on
Yeah.
boxes. Then fast forward to holy smokes, Nintendo's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Man,
NES.
when I and I'm a TV kid, so I was like, I'm watching the commercials, I'm
Mhm.
getting hyped up, I'm telling my parents, can we get this for Christmas? For my birthday. I'm bugging them. Shoot, I don't even remember what year it came out. Really, I just remember that the moment.
86.
Was it?
86.
I can't recall, but I remember that I had bugged my parents too much. And my mom and my dad, they surprised me with the not super, but the regular Nintendo, which I still have to this day.
Really?
I still
No way.
I still got it. And
Does it still work?
oh yeah, I hooked it up and my kids played it. They were like, "Oh, this looks kind of weird, Dad, but it's fun." I was like, "This is all we had."
Yeah.
This is all we had. And yeah, man, that opened up that box and I got the it came with the Super Mario Brothers / Duck Hunt video combo game.
I
So it
remember
came
that.
with the gun. And I think from being all in the cartoons, then getting into becoming a gamer. But I stopped after PlayStation 2, I think it was.
PS2.
Yeah, it just got too expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's all. PS5 is like,
I do want to get one though.
it's an arm and a leg. I mean, it's gone down a little bit. I got one,
Yeah,
but I had to
okay.
do like that whole like layaway, pay it off.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
So
know.
I'm thinking that if you got one, what I'll do then is I'll buy the game that I want for it, which is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
Oh, that's
and
right,
I'll just come over and play.
dude.
I'm inviting myself to Eddie's house.
Anytime.
Oh man. So let me go back to this one story though. In first grade,
Uh-huh.
I was a student at Alianza Elementary School, and again, this was cartoons were my thing back then. First grade comes around and I've completed my assignments. I'm doing good. My desk happened to be next to the window or whatever, but I started drawing on my piece of paper and something was just kind of coming out. You know, it was like a
Mm-hmm.
line or two lines here and there, circles, shapes, but it was more of a form. And I was actually kind of like, oh, this kind of looks like a little horse kind of drawing here.
Yeah.
So I kind of worked it and made it look good, and it shocked myself because I was able to do that. And from that point on, I knew that drawing and art was going to be my thing because it calmed my it helped me focus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helped me focus. It calmed me down. I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember asking my mom and my dad. I was like, hey, can I get some colored pencils for the house and a little. Well, I don't. Art books weren't really a thing. Like I guess they were, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I remember when we would go to the store, I would always ask for just blank printer paper, or whatever it was at the time, and I just got like little stacks here and there, and that was it.
True.
And just drew. Yeah, a lot of those drawings ended up colored in, looking good, and then tossed in the trash.
Do you have any of those?
I wish I did.
You know, did your mom save anything?
No.
No.
I did. I think the earliest work that I have, I think, can go back to my, I'd say, sixth grade, middle school. I went to EA Hall in middle school, and there's a few drawings, paintings, and that was my first experience with wood shop. Yeah, we used to have wood shop and all that. I made a jewelry box and a step stool.
Nice.
And that was pretty fun. And what else? What else was there? There was something else, but I can't remember. But wood shop was fun.
Yeah.
They need to bring that back.
Oh, for sure. I didn't like wood shop. I took wood shop in school, in high school. And you would think, oh, it's going to be fun. But, like, they started teaching us math.
Yeah. Angles and...
I wasn't ready for it because I wasn't good at math. So I was like, all right, let's just build stuff. And they're like, oh. But then he started giving us tests with numbers. I'm like, dude, no, I just want to build stuff. But like
fractions and all that.
I failed wood shop.
Did you build anything or no?
No, because it was like a team project. And I was just like, dude, I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you were in school compared to when I was in school, I think we had more of a creative freedom.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, because we didn't really have creative freedom here. It's like more like, no, this is what you're building, and this is how you're gonna do it. It's like, okay, well, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it all depends too on
Teachers,
who the teacher is too. Yeah. I try to make sure that when I'm in the classroom and I'm teaching, you'll hear my presentation and all that, but I really try to take one step back to let the kids, the students, the participants really just think about what they want to do. You know, even if they don't finish it, they'll finish it eventually. Yeah, and it'll become better than being forced. You know. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
No, for sure, and that too, right? You're a teacher.
Yes.
You're
art teacher.
You're an art teacher. I mean, you've taught
I've taught everything.
You've taught.
I'm a substitute in the school district. You know, I got my CSET done and all that. Not CSET, CBEST.
CBEST, yeah.
So I did the CBEST and got all that done and working in the after school program. I've been working in the school district for over 20 years, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My first ever volunteering in anything was volunteering in the special ed class when I was in Watsonville High School, because my mom's a teacher there. Okay. And she's been there forever too. And
is she still there?
Oh yeah, she's still there.
Oh,
decades.
Dang, okay. Because I see her, every time we're at the events and all that. I thought she retired or something.
Nah, she's a ninja, man. She does it all like me. You know, we're involved in some form or fashion in a lot of stuff. Yeah. You know, and I think what I try to bring out is what was taught to me by my parents, by my sister. You know, I have a sister too, and bring out the fun.
Yeah.
Fun in something.
Yeah.
And that's why I do what I do. Is like that's my goal, is to bring more fun to not just Watsonville but to everyone. Because just like today's kids, you know, I grew up, there's nothing to do in Watsonville, and yeah, we had the bowling alley, and when I was growing up, we had the bowling alley. We had 2 comic book stores at the time. We had 2 arcade spots that I visited, and skateboarding was
big.
it was big, but it didn't really get big until Bill's Wheels opened up the shop up on Freedom, and that was my first exposure to what skateboarding was. Because
wait, Bill's Wheels had a shop here in Watsonville?
Yeah, up on Freedom, where was it La Princesa up there?
Okay.
What's that one where Cassidy's Pizza's at?
Yeah, Princesa.
Yeah, La Princesa. There, Bill's Wheels was up there, and
how long were they there for?
I don't know, dude. All I know is that me and my dad and I were driving along Freedom, and we saw a bunch of people gathered out in the parking lot, and my dad saw that there were some skaters doing like these little tricks on little built ramps and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, you want to go check it out?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go check it out." And we went in there, and he kind of like pushed me into the front. I got to see everything and all that. And then once the demonstration was over, we went into the shop, and I got my first skateboard, which was the I guess they call them fishtails.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And it was a purple fishtail, Jimbo Phillips melted face looking thing.
Oh, nice.
And at that time, I didn't know who he was or what that was, you know, but it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. And like I said, there was always inspiration coming from all sorts of little things that either my dad took me to, my mom took me to, or friends and family would, you know, bring to my attention.
So just like a typical, well, not typical artist. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but like you.
I'm not a typical.
No, of course not. And I mean that. I don't mean that. I mean that.
It's not a negative, but it's
not
just
negative.
like,
Yeah,
I'm an artist that's all over the
But
place.
I guess like that's what an artist does, right? They find inspiration from like everything and everyone.
Yeah, but you need to be careful though, because you know an artist could say, "Oh, I was inspired by something or someone," but then you have copycatters, or you have people that take your design and change one little thing.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, that's my design." It's like
the politics of becoming an artist.
That's not how it works, you know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like nature and like conversations with people. I don't know.
Yeah, it comes from everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, things you see, conversations like how you say, something that you're really into. You know, could how would you say, like, if you're a comic book fan, you know, you love comics, then somebody in my mind anyways would imagine that, oh, I can see that you got that idea from so and so, like Spawn or whatever, and now you're making your own comics. Yeah, but you're not copying it, right? So
yeah, because you're making it.
It's a fine line.
Yeah,
it's a fine line.
Because I think at this point, like, everything's kind of been said and done already.
Yeah.
It's how can you create something original that hasn't been already, without that label, right? A copycat.
Yep.
You know, because I know there's some good.
But there was an artist. Who was it? Somebody in the comments, when you see this video, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was either Pablo Picasso or I don't know. It was one of the original artists, you know. But he said that you know, somebody copies. Well, he didn't use the word copy. What did he say? If someone imitates you.
Imitating is a form of flattery.
A form of something like that, you know. And but I also feel that to take it a step further, if you're imitating something, you obviously like it. Make it better. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you're gonna take what you're seeing exactly and changing one thing. You're gonna improve on it. Yeah. Now that's the goal. Yeah. Like that. That would be cool. Okay. You know, I would support that 100%. Somebody take this logo, my logo here, make it better, but it's not my logo,
Mm-hmm.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
You know, but if they were to do that, though, obviously I would request and ask them to come to me and collab on it.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, going into the politics and all that, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because a lot of people there's lack of trust, there's
Mhm.
lack of education, you know, and how to go about doing that. So, yeah, it's crazy. But I think that's the goal that I feel strongly about is that if the future generations and people coming up and coming, they should they should take what they see and make it better, for sure. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't start the conversation. Don't be afraid to approach people and just be like, hey, you know, I got this idea. This is obviously based off of this design or that design or whatever, and say, I'm gonna make it better. Now
Yeah.
you will have those other artists or those other business minded folks that be like, no, you don't do that. You don't touch
Yeah.
it. I'm the only one. Now you know me. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more open to collaborations and helping not just myself but helping others
Others move forward.
move
Yeah.
forward and succeed.
Which actually we've collaborated on some things. I don't know. Do you have it there?
I got a few here, you
The-
know,
the sticker.
and that's the thing too. I'll say it here, you know, the Ville line, which is even this one, the block lettering, the Ville. There you go.
Yeah.
You know, that was a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Community member and myself did that. What else? The Nerdville. Nerdville's all collaboration.
Yeah.
You know.
Which, by the way, Paul is part of Nerdville. He's created the official merchandise of Nerdville.
Got the official merch for that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I'll be releasing some new items
Nice.
for that for next year. It's pretty cool.
But we've collaborated on a few things. It's the Mexican Eagle Veil one. I had asked permission if I could like work with it and create something for us, you know, and we did.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
so that was pretty cool.
And that's the thing too. It's like, you know, you ask permission, but I've also come to you and say,
Yeah.
hey, what would you like to see in this logo, right? And you've given me ideas, and we've gone back and forth and all that. So I think that's it. It's really honest of me to say that every single logo, well, almost every single logo that I sell or advertise has been in some form a collaboration.
Yeah.
You know, and even with other local artists here in Watsonville and a few artists from LA as well. So
Nice.
yeah. I feel like we all win when we all work together.
Oh no, yeah, for
You know?
sure. So going back to your work, right? You're and like I said, like you have a couple murals out here around town. What was your first like big project that you worked on as an official artist, right? Because you know you did the little doodles as a kid, you know.
Yeah. The first big project was right after I graduated Cal State Monterey Bay, and I was working with another local artist, Jaime Sanchez, and he acquired the I don't know.
The rights.
Not the rights, but permission. He got permission to do some murals over at Paro Valley High School, and this would be the second time that he and I would collaborate together. I met him at college at Cal State Monterey Bay in our art program,
Nice.
and I felt like we hit it off right away, and we collaborated throughout the entire time, mostly on art projects and things like that. And
Which we're gonna get back to this whole Monterey Bay.
Yeah, he could tell you, you know, I'm his number one fan.
Yeah.
You know, I love his stuff and all of his artworks. He's got stuff that nobody's seen, you know, to this day, I believe. And it's really neat stuff.
Nice.
And anyways, we graduated together, but part of our graduation project was my first official mural ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, with him, we were able to come up with the design. We were given the location by our professor of where we were going to do it. So our first mural is actually located at an elementary school. It's called La Mesa Elementary School in Monterey,
Okay.
and it's in a military community.
Nice.
So that was our first time. Well, that was my first time ever working on a big, project, a mural project. So from start to finish, design, color study, any kind of little politics from the classroom to the schools that we had to iron out, which really was pretty smooth. We didn't really have any really big issues. To getting the proper materials, making sure we had enough, to executing, to documentation.
Yeah.
That was that was a big thing. Was you always want to document your work so that you have something to fall back on
In case
it gets painted over or there's vandalism.
Because it's not as easy as just showing up and painting.
No.
It's all the logistics.
All the logistics and everything. You want to make sure. You want to make sure that you've got permission and everybody's on board.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's there's a little stigma, right? I got into it with my professor at the time because my professor had mentioned that it's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. I think you've used that in your show.
Yeah.
And I don't agree. No.
I guess it depends. It depends on the situation.
That's kind of like saying, if you're a homeowner and then I come out to your house and I'm going to do your garage door, whatever, and you come out and you're upset. You don't like the design or you don't like what I did. And then I'm going to be apologizing to you? I
guess it depends on it depends on what the
it made
situation.
It made no sense to me. Yeah. It made no sense to me. Like that term, whoever thought of that term, it's like, what are you talking about? No, it's better to be like, yo, Eddie, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna do this design. You cool? If you're not cool, let's make it cool.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but I think that saying is it depends on the situation. You can't just use it for any little reason.
I forgot. I didn't mean to call you out like that, dude. I've heard you say it on the show. That's why I was like, Eddie, what are you talking about? Oh man,
this is where we're in the show. The video blacks out. Beep. Next roll.
Paul never said that. Come on, Paul, get on target here. I think too that's the beauty of our relationship. It's like you can call me out. It's like, Paul, you know you're BSing right now. Stop it. Call me out, dude. Call me out. But that's just me. That's just who I am, dude. I I remember I heard our professor say that, and I was like, well, why wouldn't you just ask for permission in the beginning and not have to worry about, if it's right or wrong or not? And she gave me this look like, well, I could tell. It was the look that for me, it was time for me to be quiet. So
yeah.
I let her do her thing. But anyways, fast forward, I had a huge, super fun time in that art program. It's Visual Public Arts at Cal State Monterey Bays. Mm-hmm. It was the program that I went through. And my focus was mural painting and art education. So the art education part was how I was able to get into the being an art teacher and all that side of it,
Yeah.
Because I at that point in my life, I did feel that if I'm going to take this art thing and something that I love to do, why not teach it as well?
Yeah. Roll with it.
Yeah. And even growing up here in Watsonville, I was always exposed to it in some way. It was like there's no mistake, like my elementary was Alianza, and then Alianza got too crowded, so then they shot me over to H.A. Hyde. And I think I was there for like one semester, and then from there they built Starlight Elementary, and then I graduated 5th grade from Starlight. So I was an armadillo, a hornet, and a star.
Fun fact for those who don't know, a little side note, Starlight Elementary School, where it's located, used to be Starlight Drive-In.
Drive-in, yep. I got some stories on that one.
I never experienced it, but like I love the drive-in. I love the drive-in.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
So, every weekend, I was one of the lucky kids, but those that were my buddies, obviously, I would be like, "Hey guys, get in the car. My dad's taking us to
the movies,
to the drive-in." And at one point in time, my dad's friend worked the projection booth out there, and I was lucky enough to see what it was like inside of there, because there was like a little table set up. It was really tight quarters, right?
Yeah.
Tight room. And we would play Uno cards as the movie's playing out there, because he had to make sure that everything was running good, my dad's friend and all that. But we would go in there, we'd play Uno, we'd have all the snacks from the snack bar and all that. But the times that we weren't in there, there was a playground right below the
screen?
The screen.
Okay.
So that was the thing. It was like parents would bring us to the drive-in. We'd go play in the playground. They're in the car watching the movie.
Nice.
Supposedly. Making brothers and sisters. Nah.
Have you ever meet someone named Starlight?
Oh yeah, there you go. Somebody's named Star.
It's just 'cause some people would like to name their kids after where they were conceived. Family show. Let's get back into it.
Come on now. But the cool part is, you're parked there and you turn on the radio to a certain station, which was a localized station, and you can hear the movie come through your car speakers.
Dude,
so it was awesome.
And that'd be cool because, like, let's say you didn't have a car, right? But you wanted to watch a movie. Just get a little radio, portable radio.
You didn't even have to be there.
Because it was like
there was a hill.
Yeah,
there was a hill, and a lot of people would take a blanket, take a little radio, and do a picnic, like a early evening picnic, and watch movies.
That's dope.
Instead of paying to get in, you watch a movie for free.
Nice.
So either way, it was fun times.
Yeah,
that was another thing that we had to do when I was a kid here in Watsonville, and then they got rid of that and put a school there.
Yeah.
But the school was needed,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking the school or nothing, but
the population was growing.
It was growing and it was needed. But yeah, we had a little drive-in here, and it was a blast, man.
Oh, man, I think what I would, if I had the resources, I would do that. Bring back, because there's no more drive-in in the area.
No, even the one
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, that one closed down. I drove by the other day. You see all the weeds and stuff growing through the cement. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then just before that drive-in, there used to be a Par 3 golf course that I used to play at all the time. I think it was called Par 3.
Where was that at?
It's so passing State Park exit. If you look to your
the golfing range. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a range. It was a 9-hole golf course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I remember it as a range.
Maybe that was after they had closed it down, then maybe or something. Because there was a 9-hole golf course there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember
a
that.
Par 3. That's what it was called. It's called Par 3, and the guy that ran it. So side note, I'm a golfer. I was on the Watsonville High golf team.
And not just that, you're also a golf instructor, which you told me.
And I was taught by this really, really good golf instructor, Stuart Spence. Taught me everything that I know, to the point where, funny thing, when we were working out here together at the now current golfing range out here by the airport.
Yeah.
He was doing his bookings and things, and his customers would also book with me, so I would help him out, and then you know, start working on the form, how you hold the golf club, how much to swing. Each number of the golf club could mean certain amount of distance in like a full power swing or a half power swing and all that. But yeah, it's fun, dude. I was teaching golf. I was teaching golf for a while.
Art teacher, golf teacher.
What else?
What else kind of teacher are you?
I don't know. I don't know, man. A teacher of fun, I hope.
Yeah. Well, we gotta. I mean, we talked about it, right? We gotta get. I need to get into golfing myself.
I think I've asked you, no?
Well,
I've asked you, let's go play.
Let's go play. Yeah, I just haven't had time, but I'm gonna go shoot some balls right now after this.
I'm down. I'm down.
I gotta go. I literally have a driver in my car. It just sits there. I don't know why I have it.
I have a few sets at home that I can let you borrow or something. You should just go play.
Yeah, dude, I'm down.
Or go hit some balls. Yeah. But where was I at? Shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Golf instructor. We were
We
talking about Starlight.
We were talking about Starlight. Oh yeah. So that part 3 though.
Part 3.
Real quick. The guy that ran that place introduced me to what was called a pirate golf ball. And I was like, what? That's what I said too. I was like, a what? He's like, this golf ball right here is illegal. I go, what does it do?
Okay.
He's like, this thing travels further than a regulation golf ball. Bounces higher, right? So anything that a regular golf ball does, it's like magnified.
Yeah.
So he hooked me up with 2 of them, and I played it, and I had the best game ever. I was like, yeah, I'm bulking up, man. That thing flew.
And did they look exactly like?
They looked, yeah. They had I think it was a Titleist logo on there or something like that, which is an official brand, but it looked a little off, right? A little funky, but at first glance, you would never know the difference. Yeah, I think they're a little bit smaller too, but you really gotta
look at it, examine
gotta look at it. Yeah. And then there was another golf ball the guy gave me called the exploding golf ball. That was funny. Because he's like, here, I'll let you hit it over here in the practice range, because he says it's gonna explode. And I was like, dude, are you serious right now? Like, should I be worried? Should I be wearing glasses? I mean, I had glasses, but should I be wearing like goggles or something? He's like, no, you're fine. Just try it. Give it a try. And sure enough, it's like, I thought it was gonna make like big noise or like a big pop or something, but it just went like dust, like.
Really?
Yeah, like a white dust just everywhere. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Huh. That was it. It was pretty cool. It was fun.
Dang. The black market of golfing.
Of golfing, yeah. I know. Yeah, don't tell anybody. But if you can get those online now.
Yeah.
You can get those anywhere. Off of Amazon, I think. Too.
Yeah, probably.
I've seen them on there.
Shoot.
But what we were talking about the drive-in. That was fun.
Let me ask you. Well, and then you said you were going to school doing the art program, the mural.
Oh yeah,
that you did.
So that was my first official mural that I've ever done. Worked on, documented, filmed, all that stuff. So
is this still there?
I don't know. It's been since 2008 since I've been back.
You have to go visit.
I got to go visit. Yeah, we got to go check it out and see. It's La Mesa Elementary, and the building Jaime and I painted it on was the cafeteria, but they call it a multi-purpose room because it also had the stage and stuff. So I'm assuming they had performances there. But yeah, and then for our capstone project was what we needed so we can graduate. Jaime and myself created a mini portable theater that people can walk in. I think you can seat like 4 people or something inside. It had a television, and the YouTube videos up online though. If you go to our or if you go to the Monterey Bay Mural YouTube channel,
okay,
it should be up there. Or if you just type in La Mesa Elementary Mural Project, that's the video that was our presentation for us in order to graduate. But it shows you the steps in hyperlapse, fast motion, from start to finish, of that project.
Okay.
And we also had an element where the students participated in it too, and that was really fun. I think for me that was the most fun part of the project was when the students got in there and they got all excited and they left their handprints on there on the wall.
Yeah,
it's really neat. And some trivia about the mural itself is that it's made of the mural design is made up of different words, positive words from different languages.
Oh, okay.
So when you look at it, you're just going to see lines and shape, colors, patterns.
Yeah.
But if you really look at it, it's all words.
Kind of flowing.
And in a mandala style even. Basically there's a character on one side. And he's got a book open. And as he's reading from this book, the idea is that the words he's reading are all positive. It's like
okay.
It's positive, but also words that relate to what a student does at school. Because there's like sports, there's the word love, there's all these positive stuff, which were the words that were given to us by the students.
Yeah.
So that was also cool.
Okay.
So that was another way they participated, and because of the type of community that school had, they had students and families from Egypt. So there's Egyptian words, nice. Right? French, Spanish. There's more, but yeah, it's really neat. And then I think for me, my take from that project was that the participation aspect of it.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it, and I tried to make that happen to this day, to get more participants involved who want to learn, or maybe somebody who has an idea, help them get it up, right? So like paint a wall or paint a panel or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that's great because, I mean, how best does one learn but then doing something hands-on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But also, how awesome is it that you actually have somebody willing to do that?
Yeah.
You don't see that nowadays.
That's true. That's true.
You don't really see it. You got programs out there, you got organizations out there that do a lot of good and a lot of help, but you got to meet certain criteria or office hours or whatever. It's like me, I'm here. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you've done a lot of stuff, right? I think one of my favorite things that you do is community paint day.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
And it's like once a year, you guys pick a spot and you just mural it up.
Yeah, it really.
How did that start off? Like?
So that started off kind of weird. Well, not weird, but like out of the blue, I should say. Mm-hmm. And I was approached by city council at the time 5 years ago. So we've been at it for 5 years. And one city council member was like, "Hey, we're doing this project, but we have this idea of muralizing the wall behind this project." And I was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
I was so excited. I didn't even hesitate. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. I'll figure out the logistics and everything else later on and see how it goes." And I was still teaching at the time. This will be a good introduction for Christian too. But I was teaching at the time, and I told my art students, I call them, kids, whatever. I told the art students that, hey, there's an upcoming city project where they want me, and then I went / you guys to paint a mural. And everybody was like, what? Because, I mean, how often do students get that opportunity?
Yeah. To make
Right?
something their own.
I never had that opportunity.
Yeah.
I was just like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, why would I want to do this by myself when I can get other people involved and we can make something from one mind to something bigger and greater with multiple minds
Yeah.
getting at it. And so I told my students at the time, you guys want to help me do this. And then you guys design a mural or an idea or two. And intro to Christian, who was a student at the time in my class. And I mentioned it to him. And I gave all the students the information, the date, the time when all this was going to go down. And I was still working with the other local artist, Jaime Sanchez. You know, he's been a part of it since day one too.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, the student who's now a good friend of ours, you know, Christian. He
Shout out to Crispy Co.
yeah, Crispy Co. You know, he's his
Which,
stuff is
I mean,
this stuff's good, man.
This is one of his designs.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't already checked it out, really,
Yeah.
really great design.
And that's one thing too I want to point out is that his designs you can also come out to the farmers market Tuesdays and Fridays where I sell my stuff. I got his stuff too, you know, and I'm not taking any cut or anything like that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we're here to help each other.
Yeah.
You know, and so his stuff's out there, your stuff's out there. You know what I mean? And whatever I sell, I make sure and let you know. And
Yeah. You
get money.
You want to see people
You know?
eat. You know, you want to see your people eat. You know.
Well, the thing is like we're dealing with art, not like I'm not trying to sound negative. All I'm saying is that we can all win with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm eating, you're eating.
Yeah.
You're eating, I'm eating.
Because it seems like
It's
you know, again, kind of going off topic a bit, but like with everything going on in the world, it's like, why politicize something that should be bringing people together?
Yeah.
You know. But I think that's a
Let's.
conversation.
I'm going to come back to this point because I'll tell you my experience about starting a business here in Watsonville and doing what I do, the shirts and the apparel and things like that. I'm going to give you guys my point of view of what I experienced to where I'm at now, and then you may or you may not be like, oh damn, that's pretty impressive. Maybe it's not impressive, but it was a hard upbringing, I guess, of the business.
Yeah,
you know, it was hard for me. And anyways, I invited the students to come out to this event. Christian showed up, and he busted out his mural piece on there, and everybody loved it. And ever since then, he's been at other multiple events of mine, and I've helped him with his brand in little bits and pieces. But it's gone into a really good friendship, a good collaboration, and I hope it keeps going.
Yeah.
You know? It's giving those, especially the students and everybody else, an opportunity that I never had when I was a kid.
Yeah, because I mean,
You know,
you invite them in, right? You tell them this is yours, right? And I think we live in a time too where kids are their voices are kind of being muted. You know,
a lot. Yeah.
And so it's just like, all right, make this your own. I'm here to support. You know, and so that definitely brings,
I think
something out of a kid. You know.
Yeah, I think what helped me realize is what you just said. You know, make it your own. What helped me realize that even better was the first time that I met artist Carmen Leon. Do you know who she is?
Might have met her. Probably just.
I think she'd be another great artist to interview, by the way. But before I came onto the scene, other artists my age and all that, there was the original artists of Watsonville, and they were called the Tortuga Squad.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was Carmen Leon, Yermo Aranda, and the other name is skipping my mind, but a very important artist nonetheless. And
Tortuga Squad.
Tortuga Squad. Yeah,
That's the first I've heard.
they were the original muralists here in this area, and especially in Watsonville.
Isn't the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first mural in Watsonville on Rodriguez Street, that corner
It's that
building?
corner one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones that painted that originally.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the first mural in Watsonville, huh?
I don't know if it was the first, but it's one that dates back to that time.
Okay,
For
because
sure.
that was a market before.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then-
that market was good.
Yeah, I remember.
Did you ever eat in there?
I never eaten there, but I remember going buying some chips and stuff like that. You know,
The
but
nachos in there, the burritos in
Yeah.
there. So good.
so it was,
You know what's weird about that is like, I remember that
Uh-huh.
place, and then I remember a restaurant called El Rancho Grande. You remember that one?
no, where was that at?
It was so up here on Freedom. It's like an open lot now, but there
Mhm.
used to be an old school saloon,
Okay,
and they opened up in there.
really?
Yeah. And I don't know what it is, dude, but since those two restaurants closed down
Uh-huh.
or little shops, none of the food tastes the same, dude.
Really?
know? Yeah. Yeah.
I could imagine, and that's cool. That's why I like chatting with people from here because we could talk about like all these like spots that were open back then and
Yeah.
everything, you know. So
Yeah, it was an old school wooden saloon type style that had the saloon doors that opened
No way.
inwards. Oh yeah.
freedom, where by freedom, like
I would say kind of closer to where the vets hall's at. In that area.
okay,
Yeah. Somebody in the comments, if you remember,
okay,
El Rancho Grande back in the day when it was in the saloon. It was the best.
yeah. We need to have an episode where we just talk about all the old businesses that used to be here.
Oh
growing
my
up.
God.
Oh man,
So many.
That thing would go on for hours. a live episode.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, that was the first.
But that was one of the first murals. I took some time to try to get that mural restored, and we were almost greenlit to do so. But then there was something wrong with the foundation of that building that just made it way too dangerous. And I think everybody was just more in agreement that we're not going to do this because we don't want to endanger people and volunteers and stuff, you know. So from what I know, the foundation's kind of going down or something. But I guess whenever that gets fixed or addressed, Monterey Bay Murals, we're ready to restore and rock and roll, you know.
Yeah, dang, yeah, because I there's something about telling people that story, right? Again, like that's the first mural in Watsonville. You know, I didn't paint it. I wasn't a part of it, but still, just like it's one of those proud moments of just being from Watsonville.
Well, not only that, if you're like somebody like me, you grew up with it.
Yeah,
You know, this is before I even knew I was going to be a muralist or an artist. It's something that I would see it all the time when my parents and myself, we would always ride our bikes out to the levee when it was more accessible and
safer.
a lot more people would use it for bike riding and jogging and exercise. Now it's blocked off at that area, which is pretty sad because if you go on the levee all the way out to the tide pools, you know, you see all kinds of crazy stuff out there, especially at low tide.
Yeah,
Dude, you see all kinds of animals and crabs and it's neat. It's like your own little exploration area.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't get out there. At least I don't think you can anymore. But I know that the entrance to where we used to get into, it's all fenced off and all that now. So, but when you grow up with, you know, like me, when you grow up in the city and you know there's murals that were here before realizing what murals were, it was just like paintings on the wall. You know, I would see it, drive by it every day with my folks going to school. You'd see it, and then one day they're not there.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, what happened? You know,
Yeah,
you get like a feeling of like sadness.
because you know I've heard of murals just being covered up.
Yeah.
You know, for no reason. It's like, oh well, they didn't want it no more, so they
Yeah.
XYZ people just kind of whoever just covered it up. You
Well, some people, they don't know who the original artist is,
history,
the history about it,
what it took to get that.
or a new business or a new entity
Yeah.
takes over a building. It's kind of like, yeah, this doesn't represent us, so we got to get rid of it. You know, all these things happen. And fast forward to to me being a muralist, and I don't know if you remember, but Radcliffe Elementary School on Rodriguez Street.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, they were an adult school,
I remember.
and when they were an adult school, they painted over the original mural.
Oh.
So there's a mural there now.
Yeah.
That's the one that myself and Jaime Sanchez also worked on it together.
I remember.
And but this is the reason why I mentioned artist Carmen Leon, because not only was she one of the originals, but I was lucky enough to meet with her and talk to her about what was happening, which was the adult school was leaving, Radcliffe was coming back, and the principal at the time, she reached out to me and said, hey, you know, we want that original mural back up on our wall.
Yeah.
Can you make that happen? I did a lot of research, ended up meeting up with Carmen, talked to her about the project. She showed me all the original designs, and one thing she told me was, do it, but make it your own.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at that point in time, I remember thinking to myself, like, make it my own. Like, well, I don't want to change it. They want the original.
Yeah, the original.
Like, I was thinking about just, you know,
Copy and paste.
yeah, like copy
Yeah.
and paste. Like, that's what we were gonna do. And she's like, no, I don't want that. I want you to make it your own. Make it better. And I think that's what stuck with me.
Okay.
You know, like, do your inspiration from whatever you're doing, but make it better.
Yeah.
Right? Put some thought into it. Put some energy into it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of. I think that's hard. I don't know. I'm not an artist, you know, but I could kind of. I don't know. I feel like you want to pay homage, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Maybe
like,
that's what they.
I was nervous because I didn't want to mess this up.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to make it look funky or whatnot. But I was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous. Like, how am I going to make it my own? And I'll say it to this day. Thank God Jaime was there, because he's really good at the freestyle,
Uh-huh.
you know, the free flow. And I asked him, you know, I was telling him the conversation, and without him, we would not have that mural up, to be honest, because he was able to help me be like, okay, well, we'll make it our own in this way or this form.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you know, let's do that. And we got the project done and everything, and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
So,
That's the one that I was out there with you, right? Helping out.
no, that was a different one. The one that you went out was
The dragon
a
that was
brand-
in front. Yeah.
that was a brand new project with myself and the school librarian.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a mural that led into the school library, and that one was more of her idea,
Yeah.
told to me, and then I drew it on paper, and even then, you know, there was other artists that came through with more of a vision than what I had, and I was like, wow, like, all right, let's do it this way, you know.
Yeah.
And this is something, all of my murals, all of the artwork that I've done, that I truly feel has been the key to not only the success of what I do, but the success of all of these projects. Because if it wasn't for you guys being involved in it, it wouldn't be what it is right now. You know,
What's your favorite mural that you've done? I mean, you've done a few. I mean, you got like I said, the utility boxes. You got the one over there at the Metro. You got the one downtown at the Romo lot. Which one is your favorite?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say which ones are my favorite, because each one is an experience, you know, and
Each one has a story.
each one has a story. Each one has multiple participants, multiple components. You know, there's always a dark side of the story. There's always to the light side of the story.
Yeah.
But without those happening, it wouldn't make the story interesting. But the thing is that with every mural project that I've done,
Yeah.
not only do I walk away with a more of an understanding on how to get a project done, organize, and execute,
Mm-hmm.
but I walk away with the inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this technique makes this, or this idea would work with this. You know, I think a mural that I'd like to do in the future sometime would be combining all the elements from existing murals that I've worked on into one big collage piece
Uh-huh.
and see how that goes.
Okay.
You know, because like I said, like how you said, there's a story behind it all.
Yeah.
And I want to get like the best stories
Mm-hmm.
and put them together. You know.
Because I'll say this, like one of my, I've helped you, you know, on some stuff, you know, I've come out, but for me, my favorite one is, and I'm not being biased because Paul D. Worken's my buddy, you know,
I paid him to do this.
sponsorship alert, but my favorite mural is the Metro Station one.
Mm.
I think it was kind of around the pandemic time, 2020, 21, but those elements of you took what represents Watsonville, the people, you know, the different aspects of it, and you just kind of put it into one because it's got
Yeah. So the title on that one is called Community,
yeah.
and the idea behind that is that I wanted to capture in some way every single different types of communities that we have that makes Watsonville.
Yeah.
And what do we have? We have the Hawaiian community.
Well, you have.
We've got the Filipino community.
Well, okay. We'll start off by the most popular one, Latino community, right? You got Mexican Americans.
Well, a lot of people automatically think it's just Mexicans.
Well, that yes, they think, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you got different, like, you know, because you're
So my family's from Guatemala.
you're Guatemalan,
Yeah.
and you're also
Mayan Indian
Indian.
from Guatemala, from Central America.
Yeah.
And then
So
American Indian.
Yeah.
From my dad's side.
So let's say Latino, right? Because Latinos like Mexicans, Guatemalans, Salvadoreños,
Yep.
Puerto Rico,
They're all
Brazilian.
here.
They're all here.
They're all here.
But then there's more, right? Because then Filipino community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, small but mighty,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
There is a Japanese community,
Chinese.
Chinese, Croatian,
Yeah. Croatian.
Portuguese, what else? Hawaiian, really?
Yeah. You don't remember the Hawaiian radio station we have? I don't think I think it's still there.
I do not know.
Riverside. You go out Riverside, you look to your right as you're heading out towards the highway, you'll see it. The radio station, the antenna and everything up there. It used to be, 104.3 on the FM? I don't know if it's still there or not, to be honest.
Really? I did not know that we had a Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah. Every day you tune it in. Dude, I rock out. I used to anyway.
Dude, this is stuff that I don't even know. It's funny because, like, I have some friends who are like, oh, you're Watsonville, Mr. Watsonville. I was like, no. Now I feel like...
Well, what's wrong with that, though?
No, because, like, I didn't know. Because, like, how can I be considered or can someone refer to me as Mr. Watsonville if I didn't know this information?
But you're knowing it now.
Yeah, but...
You know, I think that's the thing that people need to understand. Like, if we're not learning...
This is true.
You know?
But again, my mind is blown. I didn't know there was a Hawaiian radio station.
Yeah. 104.3. In the comments, let me know if is it 104.3 FM. It might not even be there anymore, but it used to be there. Yeah. I
know we have the K-Pig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another one over here. Yeah. And then what's the new one? Right, the hip hop one. Was it 104.7? The K Dub.
K-Don?
No, K Dub. W Dub. Watsonville.
I did not know.
Oh my God, dude. Are you serious right now? That's
This is all news to me, but we're gonna...
I think it's K Dub, dude.
K Dub? Okay.
104.7. Correct me, guys.
Okay.
For reals. But we have K-Pig, K-Dub, and then I forget the Hawaiian one. But I honestly haven't heard that in a while. I gotta check today after the show.
Yeah. Well, again,
Yeah.
that's the first time
Yeah,
hearing.
yeah.
So Hawaiian population, I didn't know that.
Hmm.
You know Hawaiians here.
Um, I not at the moment. I don't think.
Okay,
Or if I do, sorry, I didn't know you if you were or not.
if there's if you
we all look the same.
yeah, I mean I get it a lot too.
Yeah, you look like was it Maui? I always say, hey, Maui.
My hair
Yeah.
long. What other population do we have? That's very
What did I say? We got Chinese,
Chinese
community. What else? Who else am I missing? The and correct me if I'm saying that the Oaxacans.
Oh,
right?
Oaxacan community.
People
Yes,
from Oaxaca.
yes. But I mean, that's technically Mexicans.
Is it though?
They're indigenous.
And yeah,
Oaxacans,
they have their own
but
dialect
Oaxaca,
and everything.
Oaxaca is a state in Mexico.
Hmm.
Well, we'll give it to them because we'll give it to them. Oaxacan. We'll give it to them.
I don't know, dude. I think they're Oaxacan people are very special, and I feel like I would like to learn their language. To be honest with you, I think it's awesome.
It's cool because I've gone to some events, and the English, Spanish, and then right away they translate to Worken. Like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah, it's cool.
I
I like it.
So-
I wish I could speak it.
yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother and grandfather, they would take people in that came from Mexico, and they took in Oaxacan family. They lived with us for a long time.
Yeah.
And they worked with us in the fields and everything. And so, yeah, I was around.
The families that I've interacted with, supporting my art and stuff, nicest people ever. They come in, they're really looking at not just what I'm selling and stuff, but they give me feedback like on certain stuff and truly support it, and
you gotta
it's cool.
make something for them.
100%.
Yeah, we'll have to collab on it. Get someone who's Oaxacan in the community come on and collab and work on something for you guys.
Yeah, I'm always wanting to do that.
Yeah,
Always wanting to collaborate.
but yeah, I mean I think that's pretty much we named them all. That's the population. That's what we're represented in that mural.
Yeah, if there's any other community, I'd like to know. I know there's a big Native American community here too.
It's true,
right? Well, I myself am Native American as well, so from my dad's side, and
I would love. I mean, and it's kind of if they want to or not, but I would love these communities to like have like a restaurant.
yeah,
Because I've said it before, Filipino food is delicious. There used to be that one market on East Lake.
I'm not familiar.
Next to Santa Fe. They used to sell food. Kids, from Watsonville High would go there for lunch.
Is that across the street?
No, so right where the YMCA is,
Okay.
that street, and then Santa Fe is right there in the corner, and then right across the street from it, like next to it, it's like it was an Oriental, Filipino, and they would sell food for lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
I'm not too familiar.
well, it was
I don't think I've ever even noticed that there was something like that there.
yeah, but then they shut down after COVID. But anyways, Filipino food is delicious. I would love to try Croatian food.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never tried it.
Portuguese food, Chinese food is everywhere. So
Chinese
I
food's
love
good.
it. But
Japanese food's good too.
Japanese is great.
Yeah.
But did you know that? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. The Chinese food that we have here in America is not your typical food from China.
The only reason why I kind of know that statement is semi-true is because I follow that one guy, Uncle what?
Uncle Roger.
Uncle Roger, and he always.
That's not how you. That's his accent, okay?
it's his character accent. He's an uncle. He's everybody's uncle.
Yeah.
But
because I have one of my.
But I follow him and I follow his stand-up comedy, and the fact that he's so knowledgeable on the Food Network and has tells it like how it is.
Yeah.
But he's mentioned that before.
Yeah. And I have a friend who's Chinese, and she moved out here like in middle school, high school, years ago. And yeah, I mean, she would tell me like, yeah, like Chinese food here is not food in China.
Mhm.
Like they eat like pig feed, chicken feed. They eat fish. Like they, I mean a lot of white rice.
Yeah.
But it's like this is nothing like Chinese food, like China food. You know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but I'm I'm a food guy, so I would love to like try all these foods.
Didn't
So.
you do food reviews at one point?
I did. This was like in 2019. I had some food reviews. If you guys
Mhm.
want to check them out on my personal page.
I think there was one where you were doing food truck reviews.
Yeah, I did taco
And-
trucks.
Or taco trucks. And then there was one that because of your review, I went and I tried it. And I forget the name of it, but it was good. It's good. Because you gave it a good star, too.
Yeah, I got to get back into that because I mean people love to eat, but the thing
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
I can't always eat that much.
Oh, we can't be eating greasy food anymore.
Yeah, all the time.
I gotta lose weight
Yeah.
myself. So
I gotta get back on the eating healthy grind. But yeah, there's food out there that needs to be reviewed.
yeah.
So,
But
and I'm still trying to find someone who is willing to come on and talk about their food.
oh, I'm down.
What do you have a restaurant?
I'm down to go eat.
Because that's one of the things I tell people. Like, dude, like, okay, I'm meeting these people. Yeah, the idea of coming on a podcast is great, but then a lot of people are nervous
to talk about
talk about food.
their
So,
restaurant. Oh
yeah, dude,
man.
I just want you to come on, talk about your food. Let me know what you got. But then someone told me like, why don't you go to them? I'm like,
You could.
I could.
You could go to them, but then at the same time, though, there's not going to be a whole lot of talking because you're going to be munching them
I know.
munching it up. I would be munching it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, yeah, so
what? I got to be like Guy Fieri. Diners, drive-ins, and dives, a local edition.
local edition.
So,
But yeah, I want to go back to what's been my favorite mural, real quick before I forget my train of thought here again. I think my favorite one so far, other than the one that you were talking about at the Metro, that one was really fun. The Metro one, that really sparked my how would you say my
creative mind.
excitement, my excitement, my creative mind, but just more of like that feeling of being very happy to be there at that moment. Was when we're painting and there's just so many people coming in and out of that depot and asking the questions, hey, what are you painting, and what's this for? And then we start telling everybody what it's about, the community, the different communities here in town. We want to represent everyone as much as we can, and I'm pretty sure that there's still some communities that are left out that we need to talk about. And a most recent event was at Art on Wheels.
Oh yeah, the cart.
So thinking about that now, I would love to add in, or not love to add in, but I love that we added in the lowrider aspect on that mural before that event even came out, because that was one community that's definitely little to no representation.
Yeah, lowrider. Yeah, because lowrider-ing, is that the right way to say it?
I don't know,
but lowrider community is big.
low rating. Yeah, low rating.
Yeah.
And for me, I love classic cars. I love lowriders. I love the way it looks. I love the artwork that's on these cars. And I've got some cars sitting at home that I wish I had money and time to do it myself too. But I think that part of how it happened on that mural, before this last event, makes it even more special for me. But I also want to talk about the mural that's on East Lake.
Which one?
The laundromat mural. The one that...
Oh, yes.
The one that it was myself,
Jessica, Roscoe, and then Primo Gonzalez.
Yeah, Mateo Gonzalez, Primo. I feel like that mural there, what I took from it showcases how a very good example of what can happen when artists unite.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's a lot of non-united thinking going on that needs to stop.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
I think you're right. Right.
I think it's a prime example
Yeah.
of the different artworks from different artists working together to make something awesome.
Yeah.
You know, that's one mural that I'm like,
Do people
I'm very proud of that.
do people still hit you up
For
about that mural?
what do you mean? Hit me up.
Like, hey man, your mural was great, or they take pictures.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really like let me know, but where I see it at is online.
Mm-hmm.
Like people park their cars in front of it, they take photos. I have seen online too people's families who come to visit, and then they take them there to take some photos because it represents Watsonville, strawberries. So I like that part of this whole public art thing. I like working with others.
Yeah.
That drives my ambition. That keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I have a question, and I guess it can be kind of a hot take, and just depending on who gets it and who doesn't, and
Yeah.
what kind of heat it can bring. But
Bring it on.
what's the thought of artists that come from outside limits of the city limits, outside towns, and create into a community that's not their own? What's your take on that?
What's my take on that?
Yeah,
I think it's good. I think it's good. I think that
Like, let's say you wanted to paint, you want to paint a mural on this wall, right? And it's like, dude, it's my community, right, down the street from where I live,
right.
and you want to do it, but then you find out, or someone comes in that gets the opportunity to do it, but they're not from here.
Yeah. There's the thinking of like, well, what about me, right? There in the past, I've thought that too, and I think every situation is different, but it's easy and it's hard. I say it's easy because it's kind of like that person is getting the opportunity. He's an artist or she's an artist, and they're making it happen. The hard part is if you look at it in the sense of like, well, how come nobody reached out to me? I have a local an actual art painting mural business / apparel business, and nobody calls me. Nobody does this and that or whatever.
Or even someone from the community.
or even someone from the community that should know.
Yeah.
How come I wasn't the first to be contacted? Like I've thought of that in the past and all that, and I think where I'm at now, and my thinking is that if an outside artist comes in, A, it's either because they were invited, or B, because they know somebody who, right? That it always happens that way. Fine, but when a project comes in for local artists, not just myself, but if you see another local artist from Watsonville getting that, I'll be honest, I'm a little biased where I'll be like, hell yeah, like that's what I like to see is our city or our area or whatever supporting our local artists.
Yeah.
But when you have, say for example, an artist from San Francisco come in, and they've been at it for longer than you have, maybe, right? It's pretty cool, right? Because they have cool stuff. But there's I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that in the past, there's been some moments where the certain projects should have probably come my way that didn't. And when I went ahead and inquired about that, the response I got was very rude or very kind of like, I don't care what you're thinking kind of stuff, And I think as an artist or as a person of business or something like that, that's in the beginning, I used to hear people telling me, "Oh, you need to develop a thick skin,"
Yeah.
because people are going to be rude and this and that. And sure enough, yeah, they will be. But I think if you're just true to yourself, which I've had to learn myself, I have to be true to me. I have to be true to my friends, my family, everybody who supports me, and just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in from out of town or whatever, does something. Great. All right, fine. It's an opportunity for them.
Yeah.
And I can't be mad at that, because that's what we're trying to do here, is create opportunities for ourselves as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's always a little hint of like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, well, how come not me, or how come not this other artist, or how come not you? You got this podcast. You want to be out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody wants that opportunity to be seen, to be shown, and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of what I've done is I've created that opportunity for myself, and then invite others.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the part, like I said, that gets me excited and motivated is if I do something, and if I see a way where I can invite others into it, I'm going to do that for sure.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, man. I mean, that's
and that's without going into specifics.
Yeah. What do you got coming up? I mean, do you have any murals that you're working on, or anything?
I do. I have a mural that I'm making this happen. So it's another mural. It's in the process, and as of right now, I'm really thinking about bringing in 2 other artists to help me design it. And once it's there, I'm going to make a presentation to the city of Watsonville for approval, and also to the owner of this business that I'm thinking about. So I got that in the works.
I think we need to collaborate on something, a mural, because there's something that I think we've talked about in the past, where I think it's like a cool little idea.
All right, but don't say it here.
No, I'm not gonna say it now. No, because I don't want no one to take it.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, folks listening out there in internet land. Keep all your ideas too until you're ready. To release it.
Yeah, because if you, okay, I gotta tell you a story. So my dad is, he's always telling me about how something should be, or maybe someone should do this or do that, right? Like all right. So he years ago he'd tell me this idea, right? Like, oh yeah, so the Santa Claus hat, like, wouldn't it be cool if like you took like an NFL team's logo and put it, and the colors would be the team, the colors of the Santa Claus hat would be the colors of the team, right? Mm-hmm. So like, for example, like the Raiders one,
best team ever.
the thing would be black, and then the what would be red would be black, and then what would be white would be like silver, and then the logo in the front, right? And he was always tell me that, and then like all the other teams, and then one day he's like, see what happened when like I'm out here saying my idea and everything, and like the NFL finally did it. And I'm like, I don't know, Dad, maybe someone had the same idea too, but it's true, like my
dad had the same idea actually, and was telling me, you got to do something like that. You're into the clothes making business.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, but I don't want to get sued if I, this and that.
But no, you keep your ideas to yourself and just kind of like roll with them, and make opportunities for yourself.
I used to put all my ideas out on Instagram before.
Yeah, and then once I met you, I told you to stop doing that.
And you told me to stop doing that because what did we see?
Yeah.
Other people taking them out, like, man, like, all right, I gotta stop that then.
Yeah, don't be again, my dad told me the story, like, because pigs, I'm not saying pig, but just a story. Yeah. Whenever they find something, they they squeal, like, look, it's like, don't be like a swine where like you have something and you just like you're presumiendo it, like showing it off or telling people.
Yeah.
Like, no, just keep your ideas yourself. Find people you can trust, and then make it happen.
And I think too that's a good thing you mentioned right now about showing off.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in showing off or saying that my stuff's better than anybody else's. You know, there's been a lot of conversation too. People coming up to me like, oh well, why are you competing against Santa Cruz? It's like that was never a thought in my mind. You know, like Santa Cruz is Santa Cruz. I'm just little old me.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's that still goes into what I'm talking about. Like I strongly feel and believe that all of us artists, whether you're a clothes designer, whether you paint murals, an artist, we gotta band together.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta work together. We gotta promote each other. Leave all that I'm jealous stuff and what do you call it? Animosity. Is that the right word? I don't know what the right word is, but just leave all that out the door, dude. You know, like let's learn from each other on how to market our stuff, how to produce our stuff, how to sell our stuff.
Yeah.
And live good.
Yeah.
You know, support our families, support our friends.
No, you're right, because
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, because we're all trying to eat, you know.
And we're trying to have fun.
Yeah.
We're trying to have fun, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have fun with all this, or I am having fun, but I'm trying to promote it.
Yeah.
Right? Like promote coming in, having a good time. For example, like, you know, the Watsonville Community Mural Paint Day. What do? We paint murals. Sometimes we have live music. If not, we got a big old speaker with some beats in the background.
Yeah.
We got food. You know, you're no mistake. You're given coffee and orange juice and bagels and donuts in the morning, and in the afternoon, burritos or fruit salads and whatnot, and people having a good time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. That's what it is. Like that's what we need. We need more good times, especially nowadays.
Not here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time.
Hey, you know, if you're here for a good time, that's the vibe we need always. And and the good times will hopefully turn into long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, anyways. You know, and having fun. That's it. Promoting fun, man. You know, I'm on the Parks and Recs Commission for the city, and I just want to be able to improve the parks, bring in an art component somehow.
Yeah.
Make it fun for the kids. Let them get a little messy here and there, and then call it a day.
Yeah. And actually, like, you know, I do want to talk about your merch and everything. You know, this was like the first design. Well, not.
No, actually the first design was the Plaza Gazebo design.
Plaza Gazebo.
Yeah. So backstory on this whole how the Ville started. It was me and my buddy Jaime. You know, I've mentioned him a few times in this podcast already, but without him, none of this would have started. Honestly, right? So he and I were in downtown Santa Cruz one day, and we seen a shirt that said "The Town," and we were asking each other, "Oh, I wonder what that is. What's that mean?" That's the first time I've ever seen it, and I went up to the guy and I asked him, and he's like, "Oh, these are this is a picture of the docks in Oakland, Oaktown, and they call Oakland Oaktown." Yeah. And so they had the town with the circle and then an image of a part of Oakland. Yeah. And I was like, damn, that's a cool idea. This is even before I didn't even know that the Warriors had this. Yeah. Right? The Warriors had something like that. The city?
The city.
Yeah.
City.
I had no clue. I'm not a big sports guy. You know, I only followed the Raiders because my family was all into that. Yeah. Or half my family, Raiders, half Niners. But I didn't know anything else. And then as I was talking to Jaime, I was like, dude, we should do something for Wattsville, because at that point in time, nobody was doing anything for Wattsville. No one. And so we decided to band together, and we used the same template, but we changed the logo inside to the Plaza Gazebo.
Okay.
and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, this is a good idea. How come nobody thought about this?" Blah 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 blah. Right? And uh, as time kept developing, we were getting some feedback that this was not an original design. That somebody else had this idea.
The veil.
Yeah. And so I reached out to that person and said, "Hey, are you cool with me doing this?" Right? And if not, can we collaborate? Because again, like how I've always been, I better to ask for permission than say I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and this person confirmed that it was cool from like I got greenlit for me to continue to do it, and from there it just took off. You know, it was we added the strawberry was the second logo we put in there.
It was all white.
Yeah, it was all everything was all black and white because we wanted to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and then now you can see we have what like over 9 designs.
Yeah.
9 designs, and
Yeah.
we've just been going at it. You know, the Ville, we got the lettering. That was actually another friend of mine that developed that one.
Yeah.
And then the colors and the way that's set up. Again, my buddy Crispy Co. helped me out with that.
Yeah.
You know, he helped me out with making the flags in the strawberry. And so it's all been collaboration.
Yeah.
It's all been collaboration. And then we also have the artichoke for Castroville. You know, for our supporters and friends from Castroville, we got the artichoke going for them too.
Yeah.
And then it started developing. It went from the Ville to like, oh, we need more designs that actually say Watsonville.
Yeah.
So we started doing. Well, when COVID hit though, you know, they didn't do the snow day. So,
Oh, yeah.
So that's where this design comes into play. It's like a snow on the bottom with Watsonville, and then like a snow globe, right? And then it's got a design of the image of what it looks like when the plaza is decorated for Christmas, just to help celebrate that and get that going. But all this has been through collaboration, ideas, friends, family. It's been fun, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun, and
it ain't gonna stop. I mean,
it ain't gonna stop, dude.
So.
I'll tell you what. There's some stuff that I'm working on that I would have never thought of if it wasn't for even you. You giving me some ideas, and Christian giving me some ideas and stuff like that too. But I want to really hype it up right now to the point where when we do release it, everybody's gonna be like, oh, or maybe they'll hate it. Maybe they'll hate it, and if they do, that's fine too. I accept all criticism. Feedback, criticism. I consider it all constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I just recently did a little short horror film.
You did. You put it out there.
And
do you people? You want to talk about that?
Absolutely. So that's the thing. That's the thing that ties into all this is like I'm having fun or trying to have fun doing art.
Yeah.
And obviously, art isn't just logos. Art isn't just apparel. It's also a little short movie, acting, or if you want to call it that. But I teamed up with a buddy of mine who had this idea, and he's like, "Hey, Paul, I know you like to paint your face up, which I was hoping to have for this interview, but ran out of time."
Part 2 when we do part 2.
Yeah, part 2. I'll come in. We'll paint the face.
Yeah.
But he's seen pictures of me and with my get up and face paint and whatnot. And he's like, "Yeah, come on in. We'll do a short horror film. It's on YouTube right now, And I tell people as I did, it's super nerdy, super silly, and feel free to attack it, or give it the props.
You have to start somewhere.
or
you
give it the
start
props
somewhere.
But
I'm a bit of an actor myself.
Absolutely.
I
got an idea for you for a good little movie.
We'll talk about it off screen. Remember, can't let everyone know.
Oh yeah. Keep the secrets to
Can't
ourselves.
let everyone know you're ace. So,
But I will say that if you have an idea or want to have fun doing stuff like this, don't hesitate to reach out to me
yeah.
or to Eddie. You know.
Yeah, and if you need people to do designs, you got an idea, you just can't put it to paper yourself.
Yeah.
Or if you need a mural painted in your casa,
yeah,
I'll be working.
so that's one thing. Yeah, we do. We've done private murals. We've muraled a bedroom for a customer. We've also muraled 3 garage doors.
Yeah.
Outside of their doors, inside their garage, there was a Steeler fan who wanted a Steelers logo.
Oh, that's dope.
What else have we done? Oh, we've done murals on actual boats.
That is cool.
So that was an interesting and learning process because that was the first time I've ever worked on boats. So we got 2 boats that we did, and they're located in the harbor in Monterey.
Cool.
And
he's your guy. If you want a mural, he's your guy.
We do it. We do it, and we've upgraded our tools, as I should say, to the projector, which makes
it's a process, but it works smarter, not harder.
It makes everything faster and easier. I mean, I can talk all day about the grid process and measurements, which I'll be honest with you, it's good to know that.
Yeah.
It's really good to know that when you don't have a projector, and it's like an interesting part of a building that you're just kind of like, what? Like, how is that going to fit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with the projector, man, that thing is like night and day.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it works.
Yeah. I love it. I love that projector.
Yeah, it comes in handy.
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
Yeah.
Sure does. So, did I know I was going to be a muralist? Yeah. I think I had made that decision.
Yeah.
From high school. From high school going into Cal State Monterey Bay. I think that was going to be the thing. Because I'll be honest with you, I love graffiti, right? I love the way it looks. I love the way those artists apply it to the wall, how they can just visualize it without a grid sometimes, right? But I've always loved it. Now, am I any good at that? Hell no. You put a spray can in my hand, it's a mess. Yeah. It's a mess. So I stick to brushes and buckets of paint. From time to time, a sprayer, for like big coverages. But I'm more of a brush guy for sure. And the Ville clothing and apparels and all that came into play mainly because, not a whole lot of people were asking for murals.
Yeah.
And I had to make money with art somehow. And so, after starting the Ville logos and the design, from there it just organically grew through collaboration, through friendships, sharing ideas back and forth to what it is today.
Yeah.
And I think I have over 10 or 11 designs in the store. And you can see all of the designs on my Instagram, which is MB Murals, at MB Murals.
Yeah.
Plural. And the website is www.mbmurals.com. It's going through a revamp right now, but all the designs will be on there as well.
And you can catch them at the farmers market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
every Friday, downtown Watsonville. Historic downtown Watsonville.
Every Friday there, and then every Tuesday at the seasonal farmers market.
Which ends in October, by the way.
Yes.
So
and
get there quick.
Tuesday, this season, we're located at the corner of Crestview and Madison. So I'm there, and I love doing the pop-ups too. So if anybody has a pop-up, especially like today, right? Today is Aromas Day.
Aromas Day.
Yeah. So hopefully next year we'll be in that.
By the time this episode comes out, Ramos Day would have had passed.
Yes.
But it's going on at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I was planning on checking that out today. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, but Paul, man, I mean, yeah, dude, thank you for coming out, checking this out.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is
is fun.
This is part one. You know, I think there's a lot of things going on in the future that, you know, probably bring you back on. And
well, there's more to talk about.
I feel
like I kind of got off track on some of the.
It was a bit of a we jumped around.
Yeah,
we jumped around a bit.
But you know, I would love to talk about, you know, in the future more about our interactions.
Yeah.
Right. How we met.
Yeah.
Aside from just saying that that you helped me out with that mural.
Yeah.
You know, like we met and got to talking, knowing, and how now I know your brother.
Yeah.
Right. And then your cousin, and I already knew your dad without knowing that was your dad.
Yeah, because my dad works for the school system, so.
So I was like, oh, cool, that's all right. But I don't know. I think I just want to put it out there that, you know, I'm not hiding. I'm not here to be some kind of a, like, how would you say,
creep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Help me out here, Eddie. You know,
no, you know, Paul's
you keep me in line.
You're not in for personal gain.
You know, I'll be honest. The money and everything, it comes in through farmers markets.
Yeah.
So today's not Friday. I only make money on Friday, maybe Tuesday markets, right?
Yeah.
But the money that comes in just allows me to continue doing more of this.
Yeah.
I can show you my bank account. I have $11 in there right now. You know, it's all this supports me, my family, you know, my kids, and without you and everybody else out there in the community and internet land and all that, like without your guys' support, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not trying to be like I'm better than anyone or anything like that. That's never the case. I always want to work with people.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always learning. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you know, I want to keep that positive momentum going as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if there's speed bumps along the way, just know, you know, anybody out there, you know, you can tell me to my face, like, hey, Paul, you know, quit messing around.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And that helps. Yeah. It helps a lot. Yeah. You know, it helps a lot.
And like I said, you have no personal gain. I mean, yeah, like, you know, you got to make money and all that, you know, but it's just like you're not trying to exploit or, you know, put someone down or
I'm not going to be taking advantage of nobody.
Yeah, taking advantage of people and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You want to see people eat, you know, just like you're eating.
Absolutely.
Like you want to eat, you know, and that's and collaborating and bringing community together, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, and all this, where my mindset right now, where I'm at with all this, that's where it's at. Because in the past, there's been crazy downs, right? There's been some crazy hits, but I've learned to manage and come back up again and be like, okay, so this is
keep on going.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, dude, thanks again. I mean, again, like I said, we're gonna have a part 2, part 3, part 4. Who knows? There's a lot going on in the community that we're gonna be a part of and all that. You know.
You know, if possible, maybe after this video airs and all that, people can send in some questions.
Yeah.
And then we can go off those questions and then further develop the conversation.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's we'll talk about it off screen, but yeah, there's some ideas that I have. No, there's ideas, but we'll chat and get back into it and all that. So, but Paul, thanks again, guys. Give him a follow at Monterey Bay Murals.
MB Murals.
At MB Murals on Instagram,
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere.
mbmurals.montereybaymurals.com. And I'll put his information. I'll tag him on this. But thanks again, Paul.
Yeah, thank you guys.
El Local.
Thank you.
See you guys later. God bless. Into the next one. Stay tuned.